Hey there and welcome. If you've ever found yourself just staring at a blank screen, absolutely terrified of starting a research proposal, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this whole process and turn that anxiety into a super clear, structured plan. Let's get into it.
So here's our game plan. We're going to kick things off by tackling what I call the blank page problem. Then we'll get clear on what research alignment even is, learn 3 super simple rules to nail it, introduce a tool called the alignment matrix, and then wrap up by looking at some common pitfalls to avoid. Let's do this.
Does that sound familiar? I mean, this quote right here from a Reddit user just perfectly captures a feeling that pretty much every single researcher has felt. It's that overwhelming sense that you've got this huge mountain to climb, but you can't even find the first foothold. Trust me, you are not alone in this, but the solution, it's often way simpler than you think.
Okay, so what is really going on with that blank page paralysis? It's usually not about a lack of ideas. Not at all. The real issue is something, a little deeper. It's a structural problem that can trip up even the most brilliant research concepts out there. And here it is. The number one reason proposals get rejected is misalignment. So many research projects, especially from doctoral students and newer researchers, are just, they're misaligned right from the very start. It's this hidden killer that can delay your work and completely sink your proposal before it even gets a chance. So if misalignment is the big bad problem, then alignment is our hero, our solution. I want you to think of it like an architectural blueprint for your entire study. You wouldn't just start building a house without a solid blueprint, right? Of course not. The exact same logic applies to your research. And what is it really? At its core, research alignment is just this: making sure there's a clear, logical thread connecting every major piece of your study. Your problem statement, your purpose statement, and your research questions, they all have to be speaking the same language, pointing in the exact same direction. It's all about creating this perfect harmony between what you're looking at, why you're looking at it, and how you're going to find the answers. And the difference this one thing makes, it's huge. I mean, look at this. On one side, poor alignment is a recipe for disaster. You get a study that lacks rigor, it's not going to get approved, and it just delays everything. But with good alignment, that's a recipe for success. A high-quality study that sails through approval and actually gets you where you want to go. The stakes are really, really high.
Okay, so we get what alignment is, and we definitely get why it's so important. But how do we actually, do it? Well, it all comes down to 3 incredibly simple, totally concrete rules that you can start using right now.
All right, this right here is the secret sauce. Rule number 1, count the specific issues you have in your problem statement. Let's just say you have 3. Got it? Okay, rule number 2, that means you must have exactly 3 corresponding objectives in your purpose statement. And you guessed it, rule number 3. You then have to come up with exactly 3 research questions that tie directly back to those problems and objectives. It's a perfect 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. Simple as that.
Look, if there's one thing to take away from this, it is this. Having an equal number is non-negotiable. If you've got 2 problem issues, you need 2 purpose objectives and 2 research questions. If you have 4, you need 4 of each. This simple little trick of just matching the numbers, that is the most critical first step to locking in your study's alignment and building a rock-solid foundation.
Now, to make this whole process even easier, I want to show you a fantastic tool. It's called the Alignment Matrix, and believe me, this is your power tool for putting all these rules into practice and really getting your proposal organized.
Just look at how clean and simple this is. The alignment matrix is really just a basic table. Column 1 is for your problem issues. Column 2 is for your purpose objectives. And column 3 is for your research questions. Each row creates a single, direct, logical link. This thing isn't just about organizing your thoughts. It actually forces you to think in a structured, aligned way from the get-go. And here's what it looks like when it's all filled out. This is a real example from a study on nursing faculty. Just look at the keywords here. Row 1 is all about job satisfaction. Row 2 is totally focused on the impact of low wages, and row 3 zeroes in on the complexities of the faculty role. Do you see that? See how the language in each row just flows perfectly across all 3 columns? That visual alignment of keywords, that's the magic right there. When your matrix looks like this, you've done it. You have achieved research alignment. It's that clear.
All right, before we wrap this up, let's quickly run through a final checklist. Now that you know how to build that strong foundation with alignment, let's just make sure you don't stumble into some of these other common traps.
Think of this as your final pre-flight check, okay? Is your problem statement crystal clear? Did you remember to cite the landmark studies in your field?
Do your research questions actually link to your objectives? Is your literature up to date? Did you pick the right methodology? Are you getting bogged down in tiny details? And for goodness sakes, are your references and citations flawless? Nailing these points is the final polish on a winning proposal.
So the last question I want to leave you with is this. Is your research built to last? Because a proposal isn't just some administrative hurdle you have to jump over. It is the foundation for your entire project. By focusing on alignment, you're not just upping your chances of getting approved, you're making sure your research is rigorous, coherent, and set up for success from day one.